This program is paid for by Imagine Theaters, Able Ideas, and Comic City.
Everyone, welcome back to another episode of Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi. I'm your favorite co-host, Jill.
And I'm Nick, and you know, with all the reboots in fashion these days, this fall is going to see another reboot in the old classic Greatest American Hero. And here's Joe talking to that series' original star, William Katt.
Believe it or not, I'm talking on air with William Katt. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Did you ever imagine in your wildest dreams that 30-plus years after Greatest American Hero, you'd be sitting here reminiscing with fans, signing merchandise?
I never thought that a series that was as short-lived as that would have the legs that it has. And I don't know. I think, obviously, that the song, Believe It or Not, the great song by Mike Post, has...
Number 2 on the chart.
Has propelled it to have the legs that it has, you know?
What a great ensemble. Connie Selica, Robert Culp. What was it like working with that cast?
You know, it was lightning in a bottle. You know, the chemistry between the three of us was really kind of unique. That's what every producer hopes to get, is that chemistry that you can bring to the screen.
Of course, your career was kick-started with Carrie. What did that particular role mean to you?
You know, that was a seminal film for Brian De Palma, and I was just lucky enough to be amongst the cast that all had careers as a result of that film, you know?
I think one of the most underrated horror movies ever made was House. Do you agree with that?
I don't know so much if it was underrated. I mean, because all these years later, people have very fond memories of that film. I remember when we did it, though, it was just wonderful to work with the great George Wendt and Richard Mall and Steve Miner, who was the brilliant director, and it was largely due to his sense of humor that film was so successful.
Now, they've recently announced that they're going to be rebooting Greatest American Hero with a female lead. What are your thoughts? Do you plan on being involved at all?
I think it's great. You know, when Steve Cannell was alive, he tried to get it made as a feature. I read 2 wonderful scripts at different times, and unfortunately he couldn't get it made, but now 20th Century Fox, I guess, is making it. I'm all for it. I think I hope that it's very successful for them. I haven't been asked to be a part of it, but that's all right, because you know, the young millennials, they want to have their own thing going on, and I understand that. Maybe they'll ask me and pay homage to it, to the earlier incarnation next year, if the show is successful and runs. Maybe they'll have me on.
Would love to see Mr. Hinckley come back and inspire another generation.
Yeah, go Mr. H.
So, Jill, do you know what's going on with movies this week?
I don't know. Let's go to Mark and find out.
Okay.
What happens when an extinct species gets threatened by an extinction-level event? You get Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are back to rescue dinosaurs from a volcano on Jurassic Park.
Hey, girl, you think what I'm thinking?
Genetic power has now been unleashed.
You can't put it back in the box.
Blue! If I don't make it back, remember, you're the one who made me come here. I'll be all right. These creatures were here before us.
And if we're not careful, they're gonna be here after.
Also coming out, it's the follow-up of the director of It Follows, Under the Silver Lake. Spider-Man's Andrew Garfield becomes obsessed with the murder of a billionaire and the kidnapping of a girl.
Add it up, add it up, add it up.
Welcome to Purgatory.
Good to be here. You're living in a carnival, hoping to win a prize. What are you gonna win?
Also coming out this September is Iron Man 3 director Shane Black's reboot of The Predator.
Something tore them to pieces.
I think they're attempting hybridization. They're upgrading on every planet they visit.
We need to know if you pose a threat.
We're assassins. Isn't posing a threat kind of the point?
That's it for the movies. I'll see you next week. I hope.
Picard, Kirk, Captain Summit. What's going on with these two?
Well, apparently, you know, Picard and Dr. Crusher, you know, got a little something going on, and Kirk tried to stick his captain's log where it didn't belong. Picard
while he was exploring Uranus, yeah.
So Picard took offense to that, and you know, fists were thrown. Picard got the better of him.
Yeah.
Since when? In what world?
Is there documentation to these?
You know what? There's actually there was security camera footage. There was, but Kirk was so embarrassed that he had it erased and destroyed.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You mean Picard had him erased?
No.
Because he had data.
I think Kirk was just stroking Picard's ego just to give him a boost, because we all know Kirk's the man.
Well, Kirk was stroking something, but Crusher wasn't helping him.
Kirk was like the worst captain. He was like the womanizer dude who really didn't do a job.
He was a admiral. What do you mean he wasn't doing his job? He was gonna get promoted after the first 2 years on the job.
The bad thing about it is, at the Captain Summit, all the 25 alien species that are Kirk's baby mama showed up, made a big hoorah. He was late on child support. This shit was terrible. You've never seen that happen with Picard.
Guy's spreading goodwill across the universe.
He's gone where no man has gone before.
Spreading something. He was spreading something. You know, some of these planets don't have clinics.
Hi, I'm Paul Glantz, CEO of Imagine Entertainment. Here at Imagine, we pride ourselves in not only being an American company, but being an integral part of the communities we serve. We believe that the magic of moviegoing can now also be a luxurious night out. Imagine strives to deliver the finest entertainment experience in the marketplace, with plush reclining chairs, spectacular picture and sound quality, and an expanded food and beverage menu featuring new and classic cinema delicacies. Sample our terrific array of popcorn offerings, including our unique olive oil-based product, Poppin' Olive. Enjoy a plethora of beverage possibilities at our Coca-Cola Freestyle machines, or try one of our locally made craft beers. Enjoy the convenience of purchasing tickets on Imagine Entertainment's smartphone app or at one of our kiosks and choose your favorite seat in advance. Join one of our loyalty programs and accumulate points toward rewards and discounts.
Jill, what's new with video games this week?
I don't know. I was hoping you'd have some answers.
I don't have some answers, but Samantha's got some answers.
Hi guys, this is Samantha with Comics Beer and Sci-Fi, and this week we got a couple games coming to you for the Nintendo Switch. First up this week is Mario Tennis Aces.
An all-star roster of Mario series favorites is ready to rally in full-blown tennis battles, using their most tactical, tricked-out shots ever. The varied playstyles on the Nintendo Switch system allow up to 4 players to step onto the court together. Luigi's in a load of trouble. In adventure mode, Mario sets off to rescue him from the legendary racket. With full-blown tennis battles on hazardous courts, varied missions that challenge your skills, and monstrous bosses standing in your way.
Next up is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Explore a variety of tricky sandbox-style levels inspired by Japanese box gardens called Hakoniwa. You can rotate the camera and touch the screen for a better view of hidden treasures. And this time, we've included a few Super Mario Odyssey levels too. Now you can explore locales from a variety of kingdoms. Check out New Donk City. By the way, did you know Captain Toad also appeared in Super Mario Odyssey? The Nintendo Switch version can be played with a friend by sharing a pair of Joy-Con controllers. While one player controls Captain Toad, the other can assist with things like turnip cover fire, so you can enjoy tracking treasure together.
That's it for this week, Nintendo fans. Catch you next time. This has been Samantha with Comics Beer and Sci-Fi.
Thanks. And sorry, Joe, but this week we're giving the car segment to Casey.
That's right. Casey has a treat for you. He had a chance to visit with a replica of the car from the TV show Supernatural.
Hey, comic book geeks and freaks. This is Comic Book Casey coming at you from the Planet Comic Con in Kansas City, Missouri. This beautiful model from Supernatural, if you're fans of the show, you know that the Winchester brothers, Sam and Dean, travel the countryside battling demons.
Become a fan of the show one day, watching reruns on TNT. 3 episodes in, I started hunting for the car and found one on Craigslist one night about 1 o'clock in the morning. And it came out of Tucson, Arizona. Bought it sight unseen. My friend said, "You've lost your mind. You're going to end up with a rusty Pinto when it shows up." Thankfully, it was in really good condition. It had some dings and dents, but very little rust.
So is there any particular episode that's your favorite?
I love Baby. They shot the episode from inside the car, and it's all shot from inside the car. It was one of the first times they'd ever tried to do that.
And why don't you tell me, what year is this vehicle?
It's a 1967 Impala 4-door hardtop, and it took me about 3 years to overhaul it and get it to where it's at now. And I love seeing people light up when they see the car. Still hunting up props. That's a never-ending battle.
Do you ever get pulled over by the cops when you're driving this?
I keep a concealed carry license in the state of Kentucky, and most states, they accept that.
Okay, so you're allowed, because you have a concealed permit, to carry knives and swords, and I think I saw a sawed-off shotgun in there with pump action.
Yeah, the guns are airsoft or prop guns. They do not fire anything. They won't hold actual shotgun shells of any type.
It's a beautiful car. I tell you what, I would love to drive it someday. You know, so you and I need to keep in touch so we can work something out, so I can drive it right to Joe Johnson's driveway and say, "Joe, look what I did."
Well, what's new at TV this week?
You know, I don't know. Why don't we go over to Q and find out?
Welcome to Comics Beer and Sci-Fi. As I told you last week, I'm back here talking about more TV. And what's a Comics Beer and Sci-Fi show without talking about beer or liquor or drunk history?
I'ma tell everybody. Wait, hold up. I'm toasted.
Oi, listen.
Sorry.
Oh my God, everyone's a pervert like I am.
I think that's straight enough. I can hardly breathe. This is a publicity stunt. Boop, 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 boop.
And just like us, Preacher is on his 3rd season. So if you like us, you'll like them, because we've both been on for 3 years.
You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead and out of this world.
As soon as I get my power back from Star, we kill them all. The Grail, Grandma.
Run fast, don't stand in the sun.
I'm a bloody vampire at Voodoo Disneyland. I should be their main attraction.
Stay dead, stay dead, stay dead, stay dead and out of this world.
What was it like?
Why does everyone keep asking me that?
You died and then you came back. What else did they ask about?
Back to that other universe called Marvel. They're stepping their game up, even though I was disappointed with Jessica Jones season 2. Let's hope Luke Cage can bring me back on board.
Really, guys?
You gotta know we tried, man.
I ain't no joke.
But one man cannot save a community.
You can't keep doing what you're doing.
I have no idea what you're talking about. And believe me, Luke Cage is nothing but a man.
Alim?
It's mine. Damn. Hate to see such a positive brother like Luke Cage go down like that.
He hurts you. You're not invulnerable, Luke.
Anyone who can take you on barehanded can't be good for Harlem. I gotta find him.
Thanks again for coming to see me. I know you didn't come to see those other guys. I'll be back next week talking more TV on Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi.
Hey, comic book geeks. Comic Book Casey coming at you again from Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi, here with some mad, bad, sad news about Meltdown Comics. In case you didn't know, it is now officially closed as of March 30th this year. Meltdown Comics started back in October 26, 1993, the good old days, and it was founded by our boy Gaston, who was gracious enough to allow us to film there last season. And big shout out to you, Adam, the bookmeister himself, who hosted us and pretty much let us do what we wanted there, even let me touch a old-fashioned Flash comic book. So, Meltdown Comics, we're going to miss you. Meltdown Comics forever.
This is Richie Rollins with Comics Beer and Sci-Fi. We are at Meltdown Comics on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, California, and I am here with Adam.
Hey, how's it going?
So Adam, how long has Meltdown been here?
So we've been in this location coming up on 18 years. We were across the street before that. All in all, we're about to hit 25 years in business.
You guys not only have the comics for the geeks, but you have entertainment for the geeks as well.
Yes, that is
Could you explain what else you have here at Meltdown Comics?
So, Nerdist Industries was sort of birthed out of Meltdown, and they also rent out our backspace from us and do comedy 6 nights a week back there. And it's mostly stand-up, some sketch comedy. There have been some really amazing shows here. There was The Meltdown with Jonah Ray Rodriguez and Kumail Nanjiani, and that was hosted here for 6 years. It had 3 seasons on Comedy Central.
We also have collectibles here.
Yes, we do.
What is your biggest collectible you have?
We import a lot of like niche statues and such from Japan, and those would be probably some of our more expensive ones. I'd say our best sellers, not even gonna lie, are Funkos. The Funko collectible business is insane these days. They have really figured out the market. You know, we like to think of this place as a community, and one of the things we do to sort of harbor that idea is we host Dungeons and Dragons or other tabletop RPGs every Thursday at 7:30. We do a board game night with High Voltage Magazine where it's $5 to play, and it's just like a whole bunch of new board games, things that are being kickstarted, just like fun, new, interesting board games that you get to play with new people and get to meet and like hang out with.
It sounds like you can spend like a day, week, month in here.
I do.
Of course you do. Well, this is Richie Rollins coming from Meltdown Comics in Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, California. Catch you later.
This is the Q from Comics Beer and Sci-Fi. We're here at Meltdown. If I could choose one thing to take home with me, it would be this Power Ranger stained glass mirror. You got yellow, you got red, you got blue, you got Zordon, black, pink, and green, and even Alpha 5 to throw in there.
And if I could buy one thing, it would probably be an episode of Heavy Metal Magazine. The only problem is they have so many back issues and so many multiple covers, I have no idea which one to buy.
You know, if there's one thing here that I would buy, it would be this zombie big boy. It's an art piece. It's known as Bob is Dead is the name of it.
Well, what's next, Nick?
A commercial is next, Joe.
Well, stay tuned for more Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi.
Hi guys, it's Brittany G here at Able Ideas comic book production company, where we bring your ideas to life. Come check out our Birmingham office and see how we do here at Able Ideas.
Okay guys, you're almost there, but we need to make it look more real. It needs to pop off the page and grab you. Let's make it happen.
Let's go drop in on the art team.
Our team. Our clients want more realism. No! Wait!
Well guys, hope you enjoyed checking us out. Make sure you follow us on social media. Able Ideas with a Z on Instagram, YouTube, and check out our website, ableideas.com. Make sure you order your comic books, and I gotta get out of here. Bye guys!
And now for our next intoxicating segment, we got something a little different this week, don't we, Jill?
We do. Q was at the Great Lakes Comic-Con and had a chance to talk to the guy behind Hellboy Hellwater.
This is the Q from Comics Beer and Sci-Fi. I'm here with Tom and Justin, and they're the creators of Hellwater, Hellboy Cinnamon Whiskey. So yes, I had to come over here and talk to these guys about whiskey. It's my favorite drink of choice. So what gave you this idea? Is Hellboy your favorite character, or what?
Well, we were approached by Dark Horse Comics to look at a few of their characters and developing a drink. We saw Hellboy naturally. Hellboy Hellwater came to light. Fireball is the #1 selling drink in the United States, so we made a Hellboy Hellwater Cinnamon Whiskey. It's craft distilled in East Tennessee. It's only a couple dollars more than Fireball, but it tastes a lot cleaner. It's small batch, homemade Southern corn whiskey with natural coloring and flavoring.
So you're just started selling in Michigan, is that right?
Yeah, we are in 42 states. We have been in Michigan now for the last 3 months.
Okay. So is there any other properties coming out from Dark Horse that we can expect from?
We're looking at doing a Sin City Bourbon Rye whiskey for Frank Miller.
Well, just keep sticking with the whiskeys. You have a permanent customers here.
Well, this demographic is perfect for whiskey. I don't see too many vodka drinkers here. We're, hell-raising whiskey drinkers here.
There you go, there you go. Where can we pick this up at?
Go to your local stores and just request that they bring in a bottle of Hellboy Hellwater Cinnamon Whiskey. They'll look in their book, order it, and then call you when it arrives. It's available in a lot of the Kroger stores, too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been the Q from Comics Beer and Sci-Fi.
Thanks, that was great. What do you got next, Jill?
Well, Mark got a chance to talk to actor Thomas Ian Nicholas.
You know him from Rookie of the Year in American Pie. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you, Mark?
I'm doing great. So, what's your impressions of this guy?
Well, I arrived about 5 minutes ago, so I've already seen everything. I'm just kidding. It's too big. This seems kind of huge. I can hear the murmur of the excitement in the crowd. And anyway, I'm just excited to be here.
Do you do many cons?
I've probably done like a dozen over the last 5 or 6 years. So whenever I'm not working and, it kind of works out of my schedule, then it's a fun way to go and meet people that enjoy my work versus being at a restaurant and I'm having dinner with my family and someone wants to take a picture. This way we get a chance to actually chat. So that's what I really love about these things.
That's cool, that's cool. So what have you been doing lately? What do you got coming down the pipeline?
Vampire film called Living Among Us. But yeah, so that one's really cool. It's a found footage style with William Sadler, John Hurd, James Russo, Esme Bianco from Game of Thrones, my buddy Andrew Keegan, myself. I play the documentarian.
Oh, that is cool. Who is your favorite actor to work with in your past movies?
Wow. I mean, I've gotten to work with some really amazing people. I mean, I mentioned, William Sadler. Obviously, Shawshank Redemption is one of my favorite films of all time. I saw it.
Haywood.
7 times in the theater.
Alexander, dumbass. What was it like working with Gary Busey in Rookie of the Year?
Gary Busey is crazy. My nickname for him is Crazy Busey. He was nice to me though, on set. Yeah. He one time carried me by my underwear 25 feet in front of the entire crew. But he was the nicest to me.
This is Mark with Comics Beer and Sci-Fi.
Well, it's time for another break. Stay tuned for more Comics Beer and Sci-Fi.
Hollywood films are one of America's finest exports. We all have our favorite genres, from romantic comedies to horror films, independents, and big action adventures. These works of art are crafted by brilliant screenwriters, directors, and actors.
Imagine strives to enhance the cinematic experience and brings the best of Hollywood to Detroit.
When you visit us, Imagine, we strive to treat you as I would treat a guest in my home. It's only fitting. We're neighbors. You see, Imagine is a pure Michigan company, founded and operated by Michigan natives. And moviegoers like you aren't just customers, you're our guests. So when it comes to moviegoing, we know you have a choice. On behalf of the entire Imagine family, thank you for sharing the magic of movies with us.
Well, Jill, take us into the cosplay segment with a real American hero.
Well, did you know that there's cosplayers that only do G.I. Joe?
No, I didn't.
And knowing is half the battle.
I'm Alex Thorne here at Planet Comic-Con, and this is the 234th Tiger Hawks booth. We're a garrison of the finest G.I. Joe costume club. We do mostly Comic-Cons, photo shoots. We do some little stuff here and there. Dragon Con's a big one for us. This is actually my first time wearing this particular costume, a Snow Serpent, to the convention. We've got 2 of them here today. But normally I wear Mercer, who's a G.I. Joe, or Shipwreck. I also have a Cobra Commander and a Cobra Viper. I loved the animated movie when I was a kid. We had it on VHS and I would watch it over and over and over again. that intro, the scenes with Mercer and the Sergeant Slaughter's Renegades. I actually met the members of the 234th Tiger Hawks here at Planet Comic Con 4 or 5 years ago. I was just walking, just came for the day just to walk around, bumped into them. I was already kind of thinking about doing a Cobra Commander costume, and then met these guys and it really sold me on it, and so that's how I got started. I built a costume, was accepted as a member, became the webmaster for the club, and then now I'm the XO overall.
Well, what's next, Nick?
I don't know.
What do you know? Somebody show me what's next.
Oh, we're back for more of this. Just soak it in, people. Soak it in. And this week, we're going to talk about one of my favorite reboots, Tomb Raider, which is a reboot movie of the original movie. It serves as an origin story from the new video game, which is a reboot of the original video game series. And you know what? Just watch it. I'm not a Croft. I can't figure out this puzzle.
Ladies first.
Open the tomb!
It's your finger that's pulling this trigger.
You messed with the wrong family.
Next up is Strangers Pray at Night. It's the sequel to the 2008 horror film. Hey, I don't watch horror. You guys are gonna have to watch this clip without me.
But we've just started.
Why do we have freaking horror movies in this? It's called comics, beer, and sci-fi. Not comics, horror, and sci-fi. Comics, beer, and sci-fi. Horror is none of those. Oh, hey, everybody. Be sure to join us next week when we'll have no horror movies.
Well, that's it for another episode of Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we'll catch you guys next week. You know, you don't know a lot.
Hey, honey, you're the brains. I was hired for my looks.
Oh, we're all doomed.